Hi, my name is Melissa Klimek with Seer Gallery, and today I'm talking with Cherie Benner Davis. Cherie is one of our featured artists on our website. She also has a painting in our current exhibit. It is from her LA Pastoral series, and today we're going to be speaking with her about that work. Hi, Cherie. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Your work is titled Red Curve. That's in our current exhibit, which is Breathe Breath. I was wondering if you could just give our viewers a little background today on what inspired you to make the artwork.
So I grew up in Orange County, which is part of the LA Basin, and I drive the freeways quite regularly as a teacher and visiting family members. And as an artist, I'm very attracted to sculptural forms, and these freeways are sculptural forms that are part of our landscape. And as I was driving, at a certain point, I started taking photographs of these forms that were of interest to me, and then eventually started making work in which I sort of idealized them. I removed all the evidence of humans and made them super clean and pristine. But the idea was sort of, I was thinking about what these things mean to us. So that particular painting you're speaking about, you can see it's a very good example of that. It's a shape, it's geometric, it's sort of up high against a pink sky, and the color of the structure is also red and pink. So it's not quite real, and it's not, except for the lamp, it's not totally evident what it is. So I like that sort of ambiguity.
Yeah.
What is it? Why is it like that? Where are the people? So that's sort of the idea. And then when, I started that series actually before COVID. And so then when COVID happened, which was way sooner than my anticipatory sort of post-apocalyptic situation.
Yeah.
I suddenly, our freeways were empty for a bit. They've started to come back again, but I just kept thinking, wow, it's already, this image that I had is already here.
Yeah, you didn't think you would be here to see it, right? And
I didn't.
And when I
It's
think of LA freeways, they just always seem so congested and stifling. So it's sort of neat to see it empty and void of anything, where almost the freeway itself is getting a chance to take a breath. It's very impressive that you thought of that, pre all of this going on.
Well, we just can't, we can't anticipate. But I think that's one of the things artists do, is sort of conjure possibilities of what might be.
Yeah. Your use of color in not just this painting, but in the majority of your works is always very bright and vibrant, very vivid colors. I actually have one of your other pieces behind me. Can you explain to us sort of what draws you to that color palette?
It's sort of a natural impulse that I'm very attracted to bold color, and I consider myself a colorist, and I've even taught full semester like advanced color theory classes. So I'm very sort of aware of how to manipulate color to um, effect a certain sort of impression, visual impression to a viewer. But also, more than that, I feel that my impulse to color these days is also a political act. And the botanical images in particular are part of that, in terms of, we're living now in a state of affairs that it's tenuous. There's a lot of political acrimony, And once upon a time, I was making work that sort of was socially, politically criticizing some things going on. And instead, I thought, I want to make a counterpoint. I want to make the most beautiful, ridiculous, hyper colored images that I can in order to like present an oppositional force in the world.
Well, since you sort of brought up politics, 2020 has
Oh,
definitely been an interesting year, and I think
yeah.
it's been, a very challenging one for all of us. How is it shifting your work, would you say?
Well, I went into the year working on a very big, complicated painting, a commission that I was given. And then coming into the pandemic, I was also teaching and converting to online teaching. And I literally just finished that painting in the last week. And in fact, I'm noodling on it a little bit. But I am thinking about this very topic of palette. Do I want to make something that's like super subtle, like white, off-white, silvery something in as a sort of um, more contemplative response to what our current condition. So I'm thinking about it, and I haven't really decided what exactly it might be.
Well, I'm sure whatever it is, it'll be amazing.
Thank
Um, Thank you so much, Cherie, for taking the time to talk with us. I appreciate it.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah.
I appreciate it. Talk.
As I mentioned at the beginning, Cherie's work, Red Curve, is in our current exhibit. She also has some other works from her LA Pastoral series on our website. And, she has amazing, beautiful color in her works and is really, they kind of bring joy, which I really love about them. Thank you, Cherie.
Thank you, Melissa.